Everyone knows Psycho, but the 1960s had far more to offer thriller fans. The decade was filled with gothic horror shockers, espionage films fueled by Bond mania, and studies in psychological terror. As censorship eased, filmmakers pushed boundaries with more graphic violence and darker themes. Yet some great thrillers slipped through the cracks, ignored, underrated, or box office misfires. Here are 9 1960s thrillers that are remembered today only by true fans of the genre. Directed by Samuel Fuller, this neo-noir film focuses on the darker side of revenge, showing the harsh reality of mob life and the consequences of living for retribution. The story follows Tolly Devlin, played by a young Cliff Robertson. As a teenager, Tolly witnesses his father's brutal murder by a gang. 2 decades later, he's set on revenge, even if it means going to prison to get close to one of the men responsible. The List of Adrian Messenger is a gripping mystery about a writer, Adrian Messenger, who believes a series of seemingly unrelated deaths are actually connected murders. He turns to Anthony Gethron to investigate, and when Messenger is killed in a plane bombing, his final words draw fellow passenger Raoul Laborgue into the mystery. Laborgue teams up with Gethron to uncover that all the victims were once prisoners together in a Burmese POW camp during the war. As they continue their investigation, they discover the murders are tied to someone from that dark chapter of their past. The film is also known for its star-studded cameos, where famous actors appear disguised under heavy makeup, adding a fun element to the story. Directed by John Huston, this is a captivating mystery that keeps you hooked until the end. Directed by Paul Henreid, it's a suspenseful journey into deception and identity. You're getting twice the Bette Davis, which is already worth the price of admission. She plays twin sisters Margaret DeLorca and Edith Phillips, separated by years of bitterness. When Margaret's wealthy husband dies, Edith uncovers that her sister tricked him into marrying her, even though Edith was also in love with him. Margaret's life of luxury stands in stark contrast to Edith's hard-working existence. Enraged, Edith kills her sister and assumes her identity. Things quickly unravel when Edith's boyfriend starts investigating her supposed suicide. Seance on a Wet Afternoon is a chilling British psychological thriller, despite having what might be the worst title on this list. Medium Myra Savage, played by Kim Stanley, holds seances with the help of her husband Billy and the spirit of their dead son. Myra, who is mentally unstable, convinces Billy to kidnap the child of a wealthy couple. They keep the child in their home under the guise that it is a hospital until Myra tries to get Billy to kill the girl and leave her body in the woods. Her plan is to solve the crime in a trance, using her psychic powers to impress the police and gain fame. However, things don't go as planned, and the situation unravels with tragic consequences. The Ipcress File is a gritty, suspenseful spy thriller that stands apart from the typical James Bond films. Michael Caine plays Harry Palmer, a British agent investigating the mysterious kidnappings of top scientists who are later released. After accidentally shooting a CIA agent tailing him, Palmer uncovers the Ipcress File and suspects a plot to brainwash the country's leading minds. With its grounded anti-Bond approach, the film reveals the less glamorous side of espionage. Directed by Sidney J. Furie, it became a hit in the UK but never gained widespread popularity in the US, despite its unique take on the genre. Mirage is a film that makes you feel the tension and confusion right alongside the protagonist, with its intriguing premise and clever storytelling. Gregory Peck plays David Stillwell, who emerges from an office building during a New York City blackout, only to find himself thrust into a terrifying mystery. A man has fallen to his death, and Stillwell encounters a woman named Sheila, who seems to know him, though he can't remember her. As he tries to piece together what's happening, Stillwell is pursued by 2 men who work for the Major, who is after something he doesn't remember having. Struggling with amnesia, Stillwell hires rookie detective Cassell, played by Walter Matthau, to help uncover the truth. The search leads to a chilling revelation, all connected to the events that began the night Stillwell's world was turned upside down. A modest box office success on its initial release, Mirage was shown frequently on TV in the 1960s and 70s, and after being unavailable for a number of years, it was released on DVD in 2008. Gambit is a witty and stylish crime thriller starring Michael Caine as Harry Dean, a cat burglar planning to steal a priceless statuette from the world's richest man. With the help of a showgirl, Harry creates a clever scheme, assuming the identities of a wealthy couple to carry out the heist. But the rich man grows suspicious, and the plan doesn't go as expected. A fun mix of comedy and crime, Gambit was a modest hit, earning Academy Award nominations, but is mostly forgotten today. The story follows Christopher Gill, played by Rod Steiger, a mother-obsessed theater director who disguises himself to murder middle-aged women, leaving a lipstick kiss on their foreheads. Detective Morris Brummel, played by George Siegel, is assigned to the case, but soon, Gill begins to taunt him. Brummel also struggles with his overbearing mother and starts dating Kate Palmer, played by Lee Remick, a possible witness. Can Morris protect Kate and solve the murders in a bizarre cat-and-mouse game with Killer Gill, while meantime keeping his mother happy? Julie Kohler, played by Jean Moreau, is a black widow who travels from town to town, killing a group of men one by one. The story gradually reveals that Julie's husband was murdered on their wedding day, shot by a rifle as they were leaving the church. Each man Julie kills is connected to her husband's death, and as the film unfolds, the full story behind the murders is slowly exposed. Directed by François Truffaut, The Bride Wore Black is a suspenseful thriller influenced by Hitchcock's style. Although it received mixed reviews in France and Truffaut later distanced himself from the film, it was a moderate box office success. And yes, almost 40 years later, Quentin Tarantino took inspiration from this film when crafting Kill Bill.